This is unit number 6 of the syllabus. In unit number 6, we have to study single phase induction motor, construction, working principle, equivalent circuit, test to determine equivalent circuit parameters. From equivalent circuit, we have to determine the performance of the induction motor and shaded pole motor. So today we are going to determine the equivalent circuit parameters by taking no load test and block rotor test. Now this is equivalent circuit of single phase induction motor. R1 X1 stator winding resistance and reactance. Main winding, stator have two windings, main winding and starting winding. So R1 and X1 are the main winding resistance and reactance respectively. I1 is current in the motor. This is I2F. So this is this part. As per two revolving field theory, there are two rotors. One rotor is running in forward direction at slip S. Another rotor is running in backward direction at slip SB is equal to 2 minus S. This is SB. SB is 2 minus S. So ZF is the forward rotor impedance, equivalent impedance. This is resultant of this branch and this branch. EF is the voltage across this. Similarly, EB is the voltage induced across the backward rotor, and ZB is the impedance of backward rotor. This is resultant of this and this. So this is the impedance of forward rotor and this is the impedance of backward rotor. In the laboratory, we have to measure the equivalent circuit parameters. All these parameters we have to measure in the laboratory by taking test. So generally 3 tests are required. One is stator resistance test to determine R1. Second test is block rotor test, and third test is the no load test. So using 3 tests we can determine all the parameters of the equivalent circuit. Block rotor test. It is similar to short circuit test on short circuit test on the transformer. So in this test, rotor is blocked. To block the rotor, starting winding terminals are open. Starting winding terminals open, and only main winding terminals we have to connect across the supply through variable voltage source. So by opening the starting winding terminals, reduced voltage is applied. Reduced voltage is applied to the motor. So in block rotor test, as rotor is blocked, slip is 1. Slip is 1. And voltage applied to the motor is adjusted such that rated current flows through the motor. So block rotor test is conducted at block rotor test conducted at reduced voltage and a rated current. Rated current, full load current you can say. So you open the starting winding terminals, increase voltage gradually. When ammeter reads the rated current, take readings. So let VSC. VSC is voltmeter reading. Voltmeter reading. ISC is the ammeter reading. This is rated current. ISC is ammeter reading conducted at rated current. So ammeter reads rated current of the motor, full load current of the motor, and WSC is the wattmeter reading. WSC is wattmeter reading. Now this test, this equivalent circuit is, so this is motor equivalent circuit at any slip S. Now this circuit, from this circuit we have to develop equivalent circuit under the block rotor test condition. So slip is S. Slip is S is equal to 1 under block rotor. So this is 1. So this is 1. So this is R2 by 2. Then similarly this R2 by 2, 2 minus S. S is 1. So this is 2 minus 1 is 1. Again this is R2 by 2. At the same time, as voltage applied to the motor is small, therefore magnetizing current and magnetizing reactance is small. This is the magnetizing reactance. This is small. So neglecting magnetizing reactance Xm by 2 and Xm by 2. So equivalent circuit under block rotor test will consist R1, X1, R2 by 2, X2 by 2, R2 by 2 and X2 by 2. So this way we can plot the equivalent circuit under block rotor test. So this is R1, X1, main winding resistance, main winding reactance. Then this is magnetizing reactance, as voltage applied small, so this is neglected. This is open circuited, its value is small. Now this is R2 by 2 minus S, but S is 1, so this is R2 by 2. This is X2 by 2. X2 by 2. So we can say R2 by 2 plus X2 by 2. This is the forward rotor impedance under block rotor condition, under standstill condition. So again, and this is nothing but ZF at the forward, ZF at the block rotor condition. Similarly, this is Xm by 2. This is neglected. This is R2 by 2, R2 by 2 into SB, but SB is 1, so this is R2 by 2. This is X2 by 2, X2 by 2. So this is this is backward rotor impedance, this is forward rotor impedance, this is, and you can see, so this is forward rotor impedance, this is backward rotor impedance. At standstill condition both impedances are same, and this is half of the total rotor impedance. Now this is the block rotor test equivalent circuit. Here we have applied VSC, reduced voltage. Due to VSC, current flow into the motor is ISC, and wattmeter is connected here, reads WSC, ammeter is connected here, reads ISC, and voltmeter is connected here, reads VSC. Now from the readings of the instrument, wattmeter, ammeter and the voltmeter, first calculate ZSC. ZSC, the impedance under block rotor condition, motor impedance under block rotor. This is VSC upon ISC. This is equal to ZSC is RSC plus JXSC. Same. Now RSC is equal to RSC is the resistance under block rotor. So this is R1, this is R2 by 2 and this is R2 by 2. So all resistances are added together, nothing but RSC. So this is R1 plus this is R2 by 2 into 2. 2 get cancel. So this is R1 plus R2. This is nothing but RSC. Also RSC is equal to WSC upon ISC square. WSC upon RSC square. Now WSC we have, ISC we have, calculate RSC. From RSC, rotor resistance R2 is RSC minus R1. To determine R1 is the main winding resistance. To determine R1, we have to conduct stator resistance test. This is from voltmeter ammeter readings, voltmeter ammeter method. R1 we have to determine separately taking stator resistance. So this way rotor resistance we have to determine. After determination of rotor resistance, calculate XSC. Now calculate XSC, reactance under block rotor competition. This is nothing but, from this formula, this is nothing but ZSC square minus RSC square. ZSC square. So ZSC from this, RSC from this formula. Substitute here, we get XSC. But from equivalent circuit, XSC is equal to real part, reactances. This is X1, XSC is equal to X1 plus X2 by 2 and this is X2 by 2. So this is nothing but simple RL series circuit. So this is X2 by 2 into 2. So XSC is equal to X1 plus X2. So now X1 is the stator main winding reactance and X2 is the rotor winding reactance. Now as rotor is squirrel cage type rotor, in laboratory it is very difficult, we cannot determine X2 in the laboratory. So that assume X1 and X2 is equal. Therefore stator reactance is stator main winding reactance is equal to rotor reactance, and this is equal to X1 is equal to X2 is equal to XSC upon 2. So this way we can determine from the block rotor test, we can determine R2, X1 and X2. Okay? R2, X1 and X2. R1 from the stator resistance test. Now conducting block rotor no load test. Test number 2 is no load test. It is sometimes called open circuit test. It is similar to open circuit test on the transformer. Sometimes it is called free running test. Sometimes it is called ideal running test. So no load test, open circuit test, ideal running test, free running test are the same test. So no load test is conducted at rated voltage and rated frequency. rated frequency. So with the help of variable voltage source, remove the load from the rotor. With the help of variable voltage source, increase voltage gradually. When voltmeter reads nameplate rated voltage of the motor, take voltmeter, ammeter and wattmeter readings. So V1 is the rated voltage. V1 is rated voltage. Then INL is the no load ammeter current, ammeter reading. This is ammeter reading. And WNL is the wattmeter reading at no load condition. So this is nothing but power loss. Now we have equivalent circuit at sleep S. Now from that, developing equivalent circuit at no load conditions. So at no load, S is about 0. S is very close to 0. Sleep is very close to 0 because rotor speed is nearly equal to synchronous speed. So assume S0. Assume sleep S is equal to 0. This is equivalent circuit. So if we assume sleep 0, then R1 X1 will be as it is. Xm by 2 magnetizing reactance. Here rated voltage is applied. So magnetizing reactance we cannot neglect now. Now at no load condition, sleep is 0. We have assumed sleep 0. So R2 by 0 is infinity. So this is open circuit. So there will be only R1, X1 and Xm by 2. After this, this is R2 by 2 minus S. S is 0. So this is R2 by 4, X2 by 2 and Xm by 2. Now this is the equivalent circuit. Thing is here, Xm by 2 and R2 by 4 plus X2 by 2. Equivalent of this is Xm by 2, this is R2 by 4 plus JX2 by 2 impedance of this. So this is very large as compared to this. So this is very small and this is very large. As the two are parallel, resultant of this will be very close to the small value. So though this is very large, resultant of this will be very close to the small value. So neglecting this. So in equivalent circuit, there will be R1 X1, then Xm by 2, then R2 by 4 and X2 by 2. So this will be the equivalent circuit at no load condition. Now plotting equivalent circuit. Equivalent circuit, this is R1, this is X1. So this is the main winding impedance. This is infinity. So open circuit. Impedance means open circuit. This is Xm by 2. As voltage is rated, we cannot neglect Xm now. Now this is forward rotor equivalent. This is backward rotor. Now as this is very large and this is very small, so larger value is neglected because as larger value and the smaller value are parallel to one another, resultant of these two is close to smaller value. So larger value is neglected. This is R2 by 4 and this is X2 by 2 and this is the equivalent circuit at no load condition. Now at no load condition, V1 is the rated voltage applied at the motor terminal, INL is the input current and WNL is the input power. This is the core loss, you can say. So this is equivalent circuit of the motor. Now we have wattmeter, ammeter and the current voltmeter readings. From that, no load power factor cos of theta nl, this is equal to WNL upon VNL V1 into INL. So from this we get no load power factor. Now no load impedance ZNL is equal to VNL V1, this is VNL nothing but V1 upon INL. So this is no load impedance. Also we have XNL is equal to ZNL sine of theta NL, theta NL from this cos inverse of WNL upon V1 into INL. So from that sine theta NL, then ZNL we have this, you get sine of XNL, no load equivalent circuit. Now also sine of theta NL is equal to ZNL square root of 1 minus cos square theta NL. So you will get XNL. But from the equivalent circuit, ZNL is equal to RNL plus JXNL. But from equivalent circuit, RNL is equal to R1 plus, from equivalent circuit, this is equivalent circuit, RNL is equal to real part resistances, this is R1 X1, this is XM, and this is R2 by 4, and this is simple RL circuit. So real parts nothing but resistances are added together. So RNL nothing but R1 plus R2 by 4, this is RNL plus J. XNL nothing but all the reactances, this is X1, this is XM by 2, and this is X2 by 2. So this is X1 plus half X2 plus XM. So this is XNL and this is the RNL. So R1 and R2, R1 is from stator resistance test, X2 is from block rotor test. Similarly X1, X2 by X2 and X2 we have determined from block rotor test. Then ZNL from this. So from this equation we have to determine XM. So therefore XNL is equal to, from equivalent circuit, XNL is equal to, from equivalent circuit, XNL is equal to X1 plus half X2 plus XM. XNL, put XNL here from this formula, calculate XNL, put here X1 from block rotor test, X2 from block rotor test, calculate XM. So this way we can determine magnetizing reactance XM. So all the reactances we have now we can determine. Now once again, R1, X1, R1 is the resistance of main winding, X1 is the reactance of main winding, R1 is determined from stator resistance test, X1 is determined from block rotor test, XM by 2, XM is determined from no load test, R2, X2 are determined from the block rotor test. In this way all the equivalent circuit parameters are determined from the 3 tests. Then from this we can determine the performance of the induction motor. Thank you.